Hey, how's it going? I'm gonna take this off if you don't mind. It's a little stuffy in here. Well, it's fitting that we're meeting this way, because if you're anything like me, as in, if you've recently been through a breakup, then you're about to get plenty used to meeting strangers on the internet. You could just be single too, you don't need to have just broken up. Either way, I've got you covered. I'm something of an expert when it comes to romance. Oh, sorry, hang on a sec. Cool. So, here we are in the end times, and surprisingly, they are just as horny and lonely as all the other times. If you, like me, are a millennial student of depression and anxiety, then I'm sure you already know what an existential crisis feels like. You know what it's like to isolate for long periods of time, and you've often considered how long it would take the authorities to find your dead body once you die alone. Oh shit, I'd better learn to settle. Having just gotten out of a relationship though, that pesky thought has not crossed my mind. Just the opposite, actually. Don't get me wrong, my boyfriend was lovely, but if you're fundamentally incompatible with someone, being in the room with them can often feel more lonely than just being by yourself. Things like that are good to keep in mind as we head into our steps to dating in quarantine. In reverse order, because I'm fancy. Step 3, keep a closed mind. Blah blah blah, everyone is beautiful, and if you just get to know them, all their flaws will melt away and look, no one is saying to keep an impossibly high standard, but give yourself permission to have the preferences you want to have. If you don't want to date me for being a Jew, I'm not going to be offended. I mean, given that I don't really observe anything but Hanukkah, that would be kind of weird, but hey, live your best life. At this point, I think we're all familiar with the paralysis of choice. It's important to limit your pool or else you'll never pick a partner the same way you never pick a movie on Netflix. Start by going on anything other than Grindr. This is just my personal preference, okay? But every date I've ever gotten off Grindr has sucked. I'm sure the husbands that began their fairy tale lives on Grindr exist, and I'm sure they're about to blow up my comments. In my experience, Tinder and Bumble can lead to good results, but there is a very clear emphasis on torsos, and most of my time on there was spent collecting boys like Pokemon cards.
My generation calls it Pokemoning. Gotta catch 'em all.
The place that I have had and witnessed the most relationship success has been an app called Hinge. It focuses on personality, mutual interests, and values, and there's not an overwhelming amount of torsos. No, they are not paying me, but Hinge, if you're watching, I will gladly take your money. Next, once you do start dating, you're gonna meet guys who are kinda doing it for you, but not really, but you don't wanna give up on them because what if they're actually great for you and you just haven't found it yet? Let them go. Just like Kate Winslet did to Leo. Not enough room on my door for you, baby. I have wasted too many dinners on men who kind of bored me and who I kind of bored, but neither of us could find anything wrong with each other, so we just continued for much longer than we should have. So, obviously, we have to apply a level of scrutiny to at least the pools of men we'll consider, if not the men themselves. So how do we do that? Step 2. What the fuck do you want? What do you want? What do you value? What's it worth to you? Our contemporaries are famous for lacking initiative on these matters. And by contemporaries, I of course mean millennials, but I assume you grubby Gen Zers are no better. I said before to stay off Grindr, but if you do go on there, you'll see no shortage of guys who say they want a relationship on their profiles. Of course, their first message to you is a dick pic. I'm guilty of this too, by the way. I guess sex is the goal, but a relationship might be a nice accidental consequence? Like, after sex, we just click so well that it's like, wow, we should hang out sometime. Like, outside. Well, let me tell you, after 8 years and hookups, that has never happened. So maybe don't hold your breath for that. So you go on Hinge or whatever and you land a date, and let's say things continue from there. It's gonna go one of 3 ways after that. 1, the relationship goes on forever. Hooray! 2, the relationship is successful, but eventually you realize you have irreconcilable differences and you part ways. 3, you're ambiguously anxious about your relationship as one phrase echoes through your head over and over. But what if I could do better? If it's either one of those first 2, congratulations, you can close the video now. You're all done. If it's the third, stick around. But what if I could do better? It's a direct contradiction to, oh shit, I'd better learn to settle. If left unchecked, you'll spend your entire dating life ping-ponging between these 2. Oh fuck, I'm gonna die alone. Actually, I wanna see my other options. Oh fuck, I'm gonna die alone. Lather, rinse, repeat. It's dating purgatory. Now look, I get it. It's fair to have hesitations. Choices are scary. If the world is flooded and you buy a boat, what if the water recedes? Will you regret not saving your money for a house? Better to just doggy paddle for a while, right? Until the crisis ends? Step 1. Oh God, it's never gonna end. I see you in your little Facebook posts. Not Twitter, but I assume you're posting the same bullshit on there. LOL, can 2020 please be over already? This is truly the darkest timeline. 2020 sucks. That's funny. These seem to ring a bell for some reason. Hang on, let me just look back at 2019 really quick. I can't even with 2019.
Congratulations, we're now halfway through this
Wake
shit
me up
year.
when it's 2020. Okay, 2018?
God, I can't wait for this year to be
If
over.
this asshole
RIP
gets
Avicii.
reelected,
Fuck
I
this stupid
swear
year.
I'm moving to Canada. Okay, 2017.
I'm so ready for this year
Let's
to be
just call
over.
this year a wash and
Harvest
try again in
explode,
2018.
Hashtag lit.
2016?
God, I'm so
This is
done
this
with this
end.
shit.
How is this
nightmare going to end?
Never. It is never going to end. Life is a waking nightmare. Welcome. If you can't stand the turbulence, try to close your eyes and imagine you're on a roller coaster. If you don't like roller coasters, then just imagine yourself on a crashing plane. The punchline here is that you should stop waiting for things to get better. It doesn't get better. Sorry. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and assume that you're being altruistic when you say that the ills of the world are ruining your day. You're not posting incendiary headlines on Facebook 10 times a day for attention. You're doing your solemn civic duty to inform the people. Admiring yourself in the cesspool of social media and clickbait definitely doesn't make you an addict, it makes you a martyr. But homie, none of that changes that you and John Mayer still keep waiting for the world to change. Wasn't this video supposed to be about dating? I know, this probably all seems very off topic, but think about it for a second. Is it really so inconceivable that training your brain to wait for external change inhibits your ability to look inward? Is it so unthinkable that there are adults with careers and credit lines who have no idea that they have no idea what they want? Okay, story time. It's 10 years ago. I am a little 17-year-old boy. It's the summer after high school, and in 3 months, I will go study film at NYU. I'm not gay, I'm just romantic. I know everything. I am a fully realized person. When I get to school, I will meet the friends who will be the friends I have for the rest of my life. I will get a girlfriend who will later be my wife, and my shitty little student films will revolutionize storytelling as we know it. In 3 months, my life will begin. I spent that whole summer depressed and locked in my room. I didn't want to do anything or see anyone in my hometown because I figured it would be a waste of time. If I'm going to leave all these losers behind, why would I invest any time in them? Little did I know, I was the loser. So I started school with all the weight of my expectations behind it. Having hope felt good. And yes, I made friends and made shitty little films, but at about the halfway point, I realized I was halfway done. I know, I'm very astute. Being just as far away from the end as I was from the beginning, it dawned on me that my situation was fleeting. I still had no girlfriend. Wonder why. My friends going abroad reminded me that, oh right, these people won't live next to me forever. And for all my expectations of greatness, I still had no idea what career I wanted. I felt right back to where I was at 17, except this time I didn't have anything to look forward to. This was supposed to be it, the thing that would make me happy and complete. If all this would one day be gone, why did I waste so much time waiting for it? When it's all over, will I still have a purpose? If you didn't have any interests before the quarantine, you won't have any interests now. If you didn't have a personality before the quarantine, you won't now. If you didn't have ambition or hope or confidence before the quarantine, yeah. This may be the only global pandemic you endure in your lifetime, but it is far from the only isolation. You may have already experienced many and just not realized. So if all this truly is forever, and if the right time is never, how do we do it? How do we find the person who will bring us clarity and support and acceptance? How do we find love? The answer? Step 0. Look in the mirror. Hi guys, welcome to the end of the video. So this is obviously a new channel. I have no idea whether anyone's even gonna watch this, but I hope they do. I hope that you find this and that you enjoy it. I've got many more video ideas in the works. Stuff about sex, love, friendship, family, just all the things that relate to queerness, but hopefully in a way that's somewhat funny and somewhat introspective. That's all I want to say. Please like, please subscribe. Have a safe pandemic, and I'll see you soon.